The early 19th century in France, a time of change, upheaval, and quiet souls striving to live faithfully amidst the turmoil of the world. In a small village called Fin-les-Moutiers, a girl named Catherine Labouré was born in 1806. She came into a humble family, surrounded by simplicity and the ordinary struggles of daily life. Yet, from a young age, Catherine displayed a gentle heart, a quiet faith, and a love for prayer that seemed deeper than her years. She learned the beauty of devotion not through grand gestures, but through the little acts of obedience and charity that filled her childhood. Life was not always easy for Catherine. She lost her parents while still young, and the world could have seemed cruel and lonely. Yet, she did not despair. Guided by a deep trust in God and a tender love for the Blessed Virgin Mary, Catherine found comfort and strength in prayer. Every evening, kneeling in the quiet of her home, she spoke to Mary with the innocence and trust only a child could possess. She asked not for wealth or fame, but simply for the grace to love and serve God faithfully. At the age of 20, Catherine entered the Daughters of Charity in Paris, a religious community devoted to serving the poor, the sick, and the forgotten. She became Sister Catherine Labouré, a humble servant who sought nothing but God's will. It was in this quiet convent chapel, amidst flickering candlelight and the gentle echo of prayers, that her life would change forever. It was July 18, 1830, when something extraordinary occurred. Catherine was awakened by a strange light in the chapel. She knelt, unsure and trembling, when suddenly the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared before her. She was bathed in a soft, radiant light that seemed to emanate from her very being. Catherine's heart raced, and yet she felt a peace so profound that fear began to fade. Mary, serene and loving, stood on a globe, her hands extended, and rays of light streamed forth from her fingers. Light that seemed to carry divine grace itself. Mary spoke, gently but with unmistakable authority. "Have a medal struck according to this model. All who wear it with confidence will receive great graces." Catherine was overwhelmed. The vision seemed so real, so sacred, yet she doubted her own worth. How could she, a humble novice, be entrusted with such a divine message? Yet the Virgin Mary reassured her, not with words of grand instruction, but with the quiet certainty of love, that even the smallest, most humble heart could become an instrument of God's mercy. Mary revealed the design of the medal to Catherine. On the front, she stood upon a globe, rays of light streaming from her hands, a symbol of grace flowing from heaven to those who call upon her. On the reverse, a large letter M was intertwined with a cross, and below, two hearts were depicted, the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, reminding all who saw it of love, sacrifice, and intercession. Every detail carried meaning, a divine invitation to trust, to pray, and to grow in holiness. At first, Catherine did not speak of the apparition. She feared disbelief and ridicule, but obedience guided her steps. She shared Mary's instructions with her spiritual director, who, after prayer and discernment, encouraged her to follow the Blessed Virgin's request. The medal was struck in 1832, and the devotion quickly spread far beyond the walls of the convent. From the very beginning, the Miraculous Medal became a source of extraordinary grace. Stories of healing, protection, and comfort poured in from people of all walks of life. There were tales of children safely crossing dangerous streets after wearing the medal, of the sick finding strength and relief, and of the troubled discovering peace in moments of despair. People began to realize that this simple medal, worn with faith and devotion, was a conduit of divine love. But perhaps the greatest miracle was not always in physical healing. It was in the transformation of hearts. Those who wore the medal faithfully were inspired to pray more, to act with charity, to forgive, and to trust in God's providence. In a world often darkened by fear, greed, and suffering, the medal became a small beacon of hope, a reminder that God's grace could touch the humblest lives in profound ways. Catherine herself lived quietly, faithfully, and with great humility. She did not seek attention or accolades. She continued her daily life of service in the convent, tending to the poor and sick, offering prayers, and following her vocation with quiet devotion. Her life reminds us that holiness is not found in grandeur or fame, but in the small, faithful actions performed with love and trust. The Feast of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal, celebrated on November 27th, invites all the faithful to meditate on Mary's intercession and the countless blessings that flow from her love. It calls us to reflect on our own lives, asking, how can we, like Catherine, respond to God's grace with faith and humility? How can we bring comfort, hope, and love to those around us in simple, meaningful ways? As the story of Catherine Labouré and the Miraculous Medal spread, millions across the world came to know its message: that God's grace is always available to those who trust, that Mary's love is a constant refuge, and that the smallest acts of faith can create ripples of holiness throughout the world. Today, countless people continue to wear the medal, not as a magical charm, but as a reminder to pray, to love, and to seek God's will in every moment. Let us, then, take a lesson from Catherine's life, to approach each day with a heart open to grace, to find God in the ordinary, and to trust that the Blessed Virgin Mary intercedes for us in ways both seen and unseen. Every time we pray, every time we act with kindness, every time we surrender our worries to God, we participate in the same faith that brought miracles to so many through the Miraculous Medal. And so, the story of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal continues, centuries later, in every prayer whispered before the image, in every medal worn close to the heart, and in every soul seeking hope, comfort, and the love of God. It is a story not only of vision, faith, and miracles, but of a call to live holiness in the small moments of everyday life. May the story of Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal inspire you to pray with confidence, serve with love, and trust in the unending grace